but I like the pie that pays me. You see what I'm saying? Wait, you trying to muscle me, Mr. Johnson? Look. I ain't Jamal. You ain't gonna just sucker punch me and think you gonna take my show. Everybody coming here to see me, I pretty much need more airtime, and I need to get some of them royalties from the merch and everything like that. We need to start going and make that thing happen. Face it, son, you just one of the rusters. Welcome to The Sensational Gent. I am your host, Sean C., and today we're going to talk about Coming to America. Coming to America, the sequel to the 1988 movie. I don't intend to spoil this movie for you if you haven't seen it. However, I gotta be fair and tell you that I am going to talk about certain aspects of the movie. Today I am joined by my good friend and co-host, Mr. Johnson. Hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing today? Y'all thought I was gone, didn't you? Well, sorry to disappoint some people, but I'm here. I'm right here. And the first thing I want to say to you guys is that I really did like this movie a lot. I didn't have too high of expectations at first for it, and I think that's the way you got to kind of go into some of these movies, especially the ones that have been made since the pandemic has happened. But going into it, what did I say in the previous review or the previous video about this, right? I said I didn't want it to be the same old film, but I did want it to feel like it was a big ass reunion, that we got a chance to catch up with some old characters, some old friends, open up a new chapter of comedy and fun. Now, this movie delivered on that for the most part. I'll get to it in a minute on why I said most of it. Mr. Johnson, why don't you go ahead and tell me what your opinion of this film was? Well, I pretty much thought the movie was pretty good. There was a few spots that I thought I was gonna pee myself laughing. Okay, and not because the movie was gut-busting funny, and because before I had started watching the movie, I had drank too much soda pop there, and it got to my bladder, and then I had to get up. This movie was a little long. Now, you know I'm old now, so I can't be, I got to, it took a while, so I had to go. When nature called, I'd be going. Okay, I'd be able to go. Now, another thing is, I remember taking Mrs. Johnson to the movie to see the first Coming to America in 1988. And then I remember we was up in the movie theater, okay? We would get a little frisky. I was trying to get frisky with her and everything like that. And then as soon as I started reaching, really, Mr. Johnson? Really? Now, this movie here had me real nostalgic, and I enjoyed every minute of it, but I had my slight issues with it too. Now, the plot of this movie was done well enough, in my opinion. They gave y'all old folks what y'all needed. Well, you ain't no spring chicken either, fool. Old punk ass. But had just enough for young people and people who haven't seen this movie to enjoy. This movie is about Prince Akeem not having a male heir to the throne of Zamunda, a nation in Africa. Instead, he has 3 daughters who can't be the heir by law, with General Izzy, played by Wesley Snipes, looking to cause a war if some sort of union couldn't be worked out. Prince Akeem finds out that he has a male heir back in New York from the night that he and Simi, played by Arsenio Hall, were looking to find him a queen. He travels back to New York to find his son, bring him back to Zamunda to bring peace, and prevents his own assassination. His son comes to Zamunda and learns to be a prince. Some people may not necessarily like this plot, and that's fair, I get it. I thought that it was a brilliant formula to use what worked in the first film, flip the script, and give you something new at the same time. The movie uses similar narratives to the first, but puts our young protagonist in Africa, vice America, like Eddie Murphy was in the 1988 film Coming to America. After seeing Black Panther, I think we wanted to learn more about how things go on in Zamunda, and we got that in this movie. So for y'all young folk out there, I'd say there was plenty that y'all call that swag in this movie. And all that hippity-hoppity stuff y'all listening to and fooling around and such. That's all up in there. They tried to do that up in there, all right? There was also a little eye candy up in there too. Them women, there's some very beautiful women up in here. And they were strong too. I mean, real strong. Ooh. Don't look too hard, Mr. Johnson. I'd hate for Mrs. Johnson to smack your eyes back of your head after she stepped on your tongue. You know, I loved seeing all the old faces in this one. And like you had said earlier, It was like your old friends, seeing your old friends one last time. It did. Most of your favorite characters come back and make an appearance, and that made the movie feel warm and very inviting for you to watch it. As long as you have an open mind. Now, not every character came back, but if they tried to shove every character or was able to get every character to come back, then this movie might have been longer, and that might have been too much. One of my favorite people in this whole movie, and not to really spoil it, is Wesley Snipes. Now, he shocked me in this role when I first watched it. Then again, it stopped shocking me because I started thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. Eddie had casted Wesley Snipes in Dolomite Is My Name, and Wesley quietly was pretty funny in that movie. So I think, when you look at it, I understand why he brought him back in this movie. General Izzy, played by Wesley Snipes, was both funny and he was kind of scary. Like, he gave you the impression that he could cause some serious issues for Zamunda while still making you laugh while he did it. I loved it. Do you have any favorite characters in this movie, Mr. Johnson? I look at all the characters that Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall played in there, and it make me laugh, okay? It's like, look at them old fools playing these crazy, stupid characters, okay? Y'all crazy tales, too old to be playing characters. Now, the sets, the costume, the music was great. There were updates to some old tunes that we got to hear, so it was like an old school kickback. The look and the feel of Zamunda was all that you could imagine after seeing the first Coming to America. We got to see a little bit more of it. Mr. Johnson, did you have any other problems with the movie that you could think of top of your head? My only problem with the movie was that the movie seemed to be real long. I reckon that was enough time for everyone to see their favorite characters and everybody to get a little screen time. But overall, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't think it was better than the first, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody. A lot of people seem to like the original and stuff like that. But I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I felt that this movie was really good. Maybe because of seeing all the characters again, plus this may be the last time that we see some of the greats together. In this movie, we should appreciate having James Earl Jones in this movie, who is now 90 years old. He is 90. He made 90 in January, actually. He made 90 in January. And so here it is, the voice of Mufasa from The Lion King, and also the voice of Darth Vader is in this movie, maybe for the last time. This may be the last role that we see him in. And then additionally, right, you have John Amos in this film. John Amos is the father from Good Times and an outspoken activist. I'd say appreciate this movie while you have it. Appreciate these people while they're here. And I think for, some of you may, have your misgivings about this movie. It's good enough just based on that to me. Just to be able to see these actors all come back together again. Well, when you're simple-minded like you, then you'll think anything's a great movie. Now, Mr. Johnson, you've been throwing shade at me all day. Did I do something to you that I'm not realizing or something like that? You know what you done did. You saw my star power was rising. You saw people were liking me and everything like that. And then you pulled a rope-a-dope on me. See, what you did was you started keeping me off the show. So that way people didn't start liking me more. And people start following me instead of you. That's what it happened. What they call that? You a hater, ain't you? You just a hater. Now, Mr. Johnson, that's not true. I just had some things that I had to work on, for the future of this show. I've been trying to develop a t-shirt with you. So, man, really? A t-shirt with my face on it? That's right. But, it's not like you appreciate anything like that. So maybe I should just, hold on now. Now, maybe I was a little bit hasty and a little harsh in my assessment of the situation, okay? I just been home dealing with the missus, and I might have let tempers flare from the last time you and I had maybe had a speak and a sit down together. That right there is on me, and I want to apologize to you for all that. The thing that you should take away from this movie, if you're going in with the expectations that this movie is going to be a world beater movie, and that it's going to be better than the first or blow the first out the water, the If your expectations are that high, then yes, you may find yourself disappointed at this movie. But I will tell you that in the end, this wasn't a bad movie. And in its own right, in the future, when some of these actors are gone, this may be it may be a classic. Could find itself being a cult classic in some ways. And if you like what you've seen here so far from the channel, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it so you'll be notified of all future videos here on TSG. And with that being said, live your best life.